Welcome to Beyond Enamored. Man, I don't know about my wife, but I feel good being back in this chair. She didn't want to address the elephant in the room, but I do. We've been absent for quite some time. Uh
Mhm.
my son is over here shaking his head. No, why? Why are you saying it? I don't know why we don't want to address it. But hey man, I am so glad to be back, man. It feels so good to get these topics and opinions, off my chest. Today we have a good show. We're going to talk about House Bill 68. It's a tort reform law. We're going to get into
That's Georgia House Bill.
Georgia House Bill 68.
Mhm.
It's a tort reform law. We're going to jump into um, this new age. I don't know if it's a new age, but we're going to talk about it. This new age of black people in horror films.
Mhm.
Uh, uh, and we're going to also talk about the dumbing down of America. All right.
Sounds interesting.
So I am personally excited about all these conversations, all these topics today. And wherever you want to start, we will start.
You addressed the Georgia House Bill 68 first, so we might as well just dive right into it. So,
All right. Well, this is one I came across on TikTok. But it's something that it's related to something that I have been saying on our previous podcast for a very long time
mhm.
about where does the where does the what is it called? What's the word I'm looking for? Responsibility
Mhm.
end, you know?
Right,
Where does it begin? Where does it end in like legal cases?
right.
So what this bill was about, and for all of those who are a little bit more informed, go ahead and comment. But what this bill was about was about striking down actually the fact that people could their protections
Mhm.
against entities that neglect to take proper steps in preventing, you should say, crime. So for example, and it is not always about sex, but that's the biggest thing,
Right.
um the sex crimes and the fact that hotels, human trafficking
Mhm.
is major, and hotels could be sued, you know what
Mhm.
I'm saying, found
Right.
liable for not stopping human trafficking. And but see, I my problem with the bill, and listen, I'm not saying that I have a problem all the way.
Right. Because it seems like this bill actually had a broad or
Get
a
right.
plethora of things that it actually encompassed. But
Hmm.
according to that TikTok video that you shared, this lady was focused in on human trafficking, rape victims, and things
Yeah,
of
but
that
she
nature.
and that's because that's the one. Okay, of course, when we get into sexual crimes, that is the one that is always it gets the most. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The most talk or whatever the case is, right? And people go a little bit. I'm not gonna say crazy,
Hmm.
but kind of lose like all reality. That's not the right way to say it either. Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is like they get like bullheaded when it
Right.
comes to this. They get bullheaded, and rightfully so in some regards, but they get bullheaded, and like all logic seems to go out the window. We're
Hmm.
not we're not talking logically anymore. And what I feel is there's always, I think there's your opinion of the story, my opinion of the story, and I always feel like there's something down the middle. And what I'm talking
Right.
about now is, of course, the House bill. I'm saying that the truth probably lies somewhere down the middle
Right.
of it, right? While I don't think that hotels and companies should be totally off the hook in the state of Georgia
Hmm.
for negligence, I do see that we have become a country we got the sue disease.
Right.
It's like we
Right.
just sue everybody for anything, and then we expect like everything to be like, we expect wages to remain constant,
Hmm.
or at least increase, to increase or at least remain constant rather. We
Hmm.
expect we expect expenses to decrease, and yet we feel like we can go sue people for hot coffee We
Right.
can sue people for,
Mm-hmm.
all I'm saying is, when does it end? If my neighbor, if I see a strange man outside,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I immediately say, yeah, I thought it was kind of suspicious that he was outside.
Mm-hmm.
And I decide to mind my own business and go in my house.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot of people like, oh man, here he go. No, I'm just simply saying,
Right.
where
Right.
does
Where
that
does it
stop?
stop?
You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Now we're talking about businesses that have a lot of money, but as we know, businesses can lose a lot of money, and a lot of businesses are hanging on by a thread.
Right.
We feel like they have, they're making a lot of money, and they are. They're
Mm-hmm.
profiting a lot, but as soon they're not, the profits isn't going back into the business. These corporations, these greedy behind CEOs, these shareholders, they
Mm-hmm.
all want their piece of that thing, that profit margin, right?
Right. Right.
So the company is like, yo, people don't look at the company like as a person. The company
Mm-hmm.
should be getting paid. And a lot of these people aren't doing their books correctly. So these companies are hanging on by a thread.
Right.
And you especially when you giving out bonuses, but I'm kind of getting sidetracked.
Right.
But because it's an upsetting thing, man. But where where does it end?
Right. I got you. Like the example you were given, right now in this bill, or at least what that attorney was speaking on, is that hotels should be liable because hotels tend to be a place that, in a sense, assist with human trafficking.
Mm-hmm.
But we gave an analogy, or you gave a scenario earlier in reference to at some point, us and our family, we want to own a hotel.
Right.
So, how does that look as far as we may not fully understand the situation that may be going on, but we are
Correct.
now being held liable
Yep.
for something that we had
Yep.
no, because who are we to place that final judgment that this is truly what's going on? Or, you may have an inclination that something may be off, but I can't prove that. So
Okay.
businesses, you're telling me that these employees now have to step in and make these decisions that, something seems off, and now I have to make a big deal about it in order to save the company,
Right.
per se. And that type of pressure shouldn't be on day-to-day employees.
Day-to-day employees, and that's what I'm saying. Because you're trying to make the argument. I've been looking at a lot of these lawyers make the argument about this particular bill, and I gotta say there is another side to this thing, and of course we're illustrating that, and it's, to me, it's a common sense thing, and it's like, how do you prove that somebody was being negligent in that case? How do you say that person knew? Like, are we able to read people's minds? How do
Right.
we say that this particular night clerk knew that this was going on?
Right.
And now the hotel as a whole should be held liable for it. Now I did, and this is why I said there's two sides to this thing. I did see another video after I read the all right, let me be honest. After I skimmed through the actual law, right? I looked at another video of a woman who was giving her testimony, and she was saying that she was raped and she was drugged to this hotel, right? Now, in this case, I'm actually in agreement with her. There had already been something on the books prior to, and this hotel took no steps
Right.
in trying to educate their employees. They took no steps in trying to see the signs, increasing their security. That, I do feel, is negligence.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, there's already been a case. And there's some things you don't have to wait for something to happen. We,
Right.
as truck drivers, we now, every time I turn around, it's just push for signs of human trafficking.
Right.
They want you to see the signs and be aware of the signs. You got a lot of stuff going on already trying to be safe. Now you want me to see the signs of human trafficking. Not that I'm against it, but I'm saying that I guess what I'm trying to say is, if I drove behind a particular vehicle for 100, 200 miles, am I now gonna get sued? Is my company gonna get sued because that particular vehicle was smuggling, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
People, and they found it we both pull into the way station. It's found, and they say, "Hey, why you ain't make a call? Why you didn't?"
Right.
And again, I could
Right.
be reaching, but I'm reaching for a purpose to illustrate a point.
Right.
We got to have some sensible backstops to this thing.
Right.
If they're gonna try to do it again and get it, you know what I'm saying? Because I'll see where they were trying to rewrite it and push it again.
Mhm.
Cool. If you're going to try to do that, we got to have some sensible backstops to this thing because it does something starts somewhere,
Right.
right?
Right.
Every rule that you don't like at your job, every done behind law on the books, right?
Right.
It started somewhere with some action. It didn't. People
Right.
didn't. It didn't just come out the blue, right?
Absolutely.
It started somewhere, and I'm just saying it starts here and ends where,
Right. Where does it end?
right?
Yeah, I
And
agree.
that's my biggest issue. So if anybody knows anything about it, per se, hit those comments and let me know because I want to know more. I
Right.
do.
Right.
I would love to know more. And I guess I was a little rough with the woman that I was. Yeah, I might have been a little rough with her.
Mhm.
You know, the lawyer, and she probably just he's another dummy, so I ain't worried about it, whatever, man. But I'm interested in this stuff, so I do want to
Right.
know. It's just that I want to know the other side. I want to have a full-fledged conversation surrounding
Right.
it.
Are there limitations to it? Are there is this just a broad thing or will there be limitations to it? Because you can see the need for it. However,
Mhm.
like you said, at what point does it end? At
Right.
what point am I now as a neighbor held
Yep.
liable
Hell
for
liable.
what
Yep.
the people next door or the people next door to the person next door is doing?
And again, to summarize, I'm not saying they going after individuals in this bill.
Right. Right.
We're talking about hotels, but these could be mom and pop hotels too. We're
Right.
talking about
But it's not just
it's
hotels.
not even just the sex thing. We've just using that as an
Right.
example because that's that gets the most attention.
Right.
But it was going down to a person tripping in a
Yep.
store, and that company being not being held responsible.
Mhm.
And everybody knows you trip, fall in the store, you get a little paper in your pocket.
Especially
That's
if
what
there's no
that's
if
what
there's no sign out.
because
Absolutely.
America has the Sue disease, man. It is, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
But I think again, we have gotten ridiculous with suing these companies.
Right.
And not that, hey, look, they got plenty of money, right? That's what
Right.
everybody say.
True.
If they would have plenty of money if they quit uh directing those profits to individual pockets.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
Then sure, yeah, But
Mm-hmm.
but no, a lot of these companies are hanging on by a thread, and we need to be real about it. And I guess I kind of lost where I was what I was gonna say, where I was gonna go for a second, because I was like, these no, I said these companies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. I might have to cut. You give me a second to get my mind together. Oh, okay. I remember now where I was wanting to go. And that's the thing about when you podcast. Yeah, you try to get somebody else to flow. You talking, blah blah blah, and then you kind of forget what the
course.
point you were trying to make. Anyway, and especially when you got ADHD like myself.
Oh my goodness.
So
that's a topic that's been shared on many
yes,
podcasts before.
many episodes. The upbringing, man. If y'all want to go back and check that out, but lobbying.
Mm-hmm.
The big one, how many times have you heard me say that is the biggest problem in America?
It is.
Lobbying is the biggest issue in America. But what a lot of these lawyers don't want to tell you is a lot of them have aspirations, especially when they're trying to be DA. They accept a lot of that bull job too.
That is
Now,
correct.
lobbying is to me the biggest evil. That's pretty much the bulk of our problems. Probably over 75 to 80% of our problem in America is that we would rather accept money and bribes from.
Right.
I'm calling them bribes. Y'all call it lobbying all you want to. We accept bribes and from these companies
Of course.
because they will say, hey, you know what? We keep getting sued, so
Right.
I know you're trying to do this and
Right.
become, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We keep getting sued, but so I need this bill to go through and stop. And that's what we're seeing here.
Right.
That's
right.
what we're seeing here. And not that I disagree, because y'all just heard me agree with a lot of it. But I disagree with lobbying it in whole.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think it's horrible when we can put a company over a person. Extremely horrible.
Right. But I think a lot of times when laws get passed like this and in reference to lobbying, they're not looking at individuals. They are just looking at the general aspect of it. So they're not really considering the everyday citizen when these laws are passed. Most of the times, laws are passed with companies and corporations in mind, really, in all actuality. It's not down to the individuals in your neighborhood. But that has a lot to do with who we elect in our local offices as well.
For sure.
But, that's a topic for another day that
Right.
I tend to preach about a lot. So, yeah.
Man. So let's take a quick break and we'll be right back. But that flavor she just made today got me. I mean, well, it was yesterday, but I tasted it today. Excuse me.
I made it today.
Oh, okay. You made it today? Well, the flavor she just made today got a brother thinking it might be time to get back in that thing. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because that thing hitting, bro. Yep. I think it's sweet potato pie?
Yep. Sweet potato pie ice cream.
A sweet potato pie ice cream with utilizing Fireball.
Fireball. Yep.
Fireball. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it was good.
Oh, my goodness. Dom, tell him about it. Tell him about it, bro.
Woo! Man, first off, you don't even taste the Fireball until like the very end.
And that's like, yo, that
good.
And what he just said is what everybody says is like, yo, they don't really get the alcohol to the end. And other people make this infused ice cream. So a lot of people making infused ice cream, but ain't nobody making it like Ebony making it though. Ebony is at the top of the line. It's premier. No, I'm not just saying that because it's what's called the flavor is good. All our flavors be hitting, bro. All our flavors be hitting.
Oh yeah.
I ain't never buying ice cream from the store anymore.
That was a good conversation to start off the show.
Right.
Especially since we're a little rusty.
Right. A lot rusty.
Yeah, for real. Let's get into I think that was a good segue into talking about the dumbing down of America.
Oh, definitely.
Being that we gonna kind of stay in that realm of politics for a second because we're going to a national level in my in my opinion, we're going to a national level because this is not just constrained to the South.
Right.
Even though a lot of people like to say, we from the South. And a lot of people like to say we dumb.
Right.
Right.
Far from it.
And we just a little slow. That's all. We not dumb, so you don't get it. Don't get it twisted. We like to relax a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But the dumbing down of America is a big issue, man.
Right.
And I when I was trying to prepare for the week, it's funny because that topic was in the back of my mind, and it was like the confirmation came when I came across a video from Don Lemon's we can't call everything a podcast, but Don Lemon's little show that he's doing now. And he said he did it was a brief matter of fact, I'll play it for you guys.
Does it feel like America is getting dumber? I mean, to be clear, I'm not just talking about the rise of MAGA or the explosion of conspiracy theories. I mean, does it feel like everyone and everything around is, well, frankly, more stupid than it used to be? Believe it or not, you're not crazy. This country is actually statistically getting very dumb and very fast. There's a growing body of evidence that test results across all ages and demographics show Americans are rapidly getting dumber. And when I say dumber, I'm not just talking about a couple of low SAT scores or some declining state test results. I'm talking about a systemic drop in our collective cognitive performance, our very ability to use reason and critical thinking. This is very scary shit, my friends. This is the trend that, it left unchecked, could threaten the very foundation of our democracy. So let's get into the details here, okay? Across the board, from our children in the classroom to our adults in the workplace, standardized tests are showing declining scores in areas like reading comprehension, mathematics, and even general problem-solving skills. And I need to reiterate, it's not isolated to just one region or one particular group. It's happening across all demographics. This isn't a conspiracy. It's a harsh reality backed up by data. And while some might try to brush it off as a temporary hiccup or a symptom of a rapidly changing education system, the evidence suggests something far more concerning. A nation that's slowly but surely losing its intellectual edge. We need to ask ourselves, what's causing this decline? Is it our education system failing to evolve with the demands of the modern world? Is it the pervasive influence of social media, where bite-sized, often misleading information dominates our attention? Or is it a broader cultural shift where the pursuit of quick answers and instant gratification, well, has replaced the deep critical thinking that our society desperately needs? Maybe. The truth is, it's likely a mix of all these factors, each feeding into the other in a vicious cycle that undermines our capacity to think critically and act intelligently. For years, we have been warned about the dangers of an anti-intellectual culture, a culture that dismisses expertise, derides vigorous debate, and instead elevates opinions over facts. And now the test results are here to confirm what many of us have feared. We're not just in the midst of a MAGA political or cultural crisis. We're facing an intellectual one. The skills that once defined the American spirit, curiosity, critical thinking, the drive to innovate, are under attack. And the numbers don't lie. When we see a steady drop in scores year after year after year after year, we must confront the uncomfortable truth. Our nation's intellectual health is in decline. Now, I want to be clear. This isn't about blaming our children, our teachers, or our government alone. It is a systemic issue. It's about a whole host of factors, from the way our schools are funded and the curriculum they teach to the influence of technology and the media we consume. We live in an era where entertainment often trumps education, where social media platforms reward outrage and snap judgments over thoughtful discussion. In this environment, the incentive to engage deeply with complex ideas drowned out by the lure of likes, retweets, and viral content that rarely challenges us to think beyond the surface. In short, as the kids say, we are cooking our own brains. We're so busy scrolling through curated TikTok feeds, consuming headlines without context, that we have forgotten how to engage with ideas in a meaningful way. Now, I'm not saying all hope is lost, okay? There are still countless educators, parents, and community leaders fighting to reverse this trend. Innovative programs are being introduced to spark a love of learning in our schools. New initiatives are challenging us to think critically, to question the status quo, and to reclaim our intellectual heritage. But these efforts must be scaled up dramatically, and they need support from every corner of our society. We need a cultural shift that values knowledge over noise, depth over distraction. We must challenge ourselves individually and collectively to demand better. We must hold our educational institutions accountable, invest in programs that foster critical thinking, and support policies that prioritize intellectual growth. And as citizens, we must commit to a lifelong pursuit of knowledge, a commitment to never settle for easy answers, but to always question, to always learn, and to always strive for a deeper understanding of the world around us. We have the power to shape a future where our children aren't just informed, but truly enlightened. We owe it to ourselves and to the future generations to reclaim the American spirit of curiosity, of innovation, and of relentless pursuit of truth.
All right. So Don Lemon, he became a little bit much at the end of his career with CNN. In my opinion, he became a little too much for me. I'm talking about his personality. I don't know. It just started. It started becoming a little overbearing. But I have been warming up to him a little bit more since the departure from CNN to currently. Like he's maybe, and it could be he wasn't allowed to. You know what I'm saying? They wanted him to lean into a lot of the foolish. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? But I'm liking him a lot better now that he has quote unquote free reign.
Right.
And to be honest with you, that's partially in our society today that free reign can be very good and very bad because we got a lot of ignorance out here being pushed, and that's exactly what we're talking about.
And of course, that was going to be my thinking on it. I think that we have allowed, and I'm going to say this for the lack of a better term, we have allowed simple-minded people to have voices, and when you allow simple-minded people to have voices, it gathers all the other simple-minded people together.
Yeah.
And then what it does is cause people who maybe aren't so simple-minded, but
Kind of on that fence.
they
or something.
lean, then they stop thinking critically.
Individually and critically.
Right.
Correct.
And they start leaning into that simple mind.
To that
And so-
loud crowd.
Right.
Yep.
So I think
Yep.
that has a lot to do with it, even though, like he said, there are a number of factors. You know, it's not just one simple thing. But social media has really opened up that avenue for people not to even think. People aren't even researching things for themselves anymore. It's like,
Yep.
if it's said on social media, then that must be true. They done killed off so many people on social media without fact checking anything.
Well, heck, man, I tell you, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not even researching as much outside of looking at people who I trust.
Mm-hmm.
I have fallen back too. So, you know, it can be a very easy thing to get into.
Right.
Like the ease of just watching a video while you're doing something else, or you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Reading, which I promote reading. You know, I read.
Right.
You know, I promote reading, but I read for fun now versus where I used to read to learn. I'm
Mhm.
reading more fantasy and more, you know, sci-fi stuff like that. Which I still think that everybody should read, regardless of what you read.
Right.
But I don't research as much, you know. So I'm
Right.
not physically picking up newspaper anymore. I'm
Mhm.
not like that's just not a thing.
Mhm.
And screens kind of give me, you know, I get tired of looking at screens. So I say I'm watching a video, but truthfully I'm listening. I like
Right.
more audio.
Right.
And but that becomes a problem. Like I said, it can be the rise of social media, and it is very good, it's very bad, all in the
Right.
same or it can be.
Right.
You know.
Absolutely.
Um
Because social media has been great for a lot of people. It does share a lot of information, but you can get a lot of misinformation. And like I said, if people aren't actually doing their own research and homework for themselves to see, okay, is this actual factual, or is there, like as we talked about
Right.
earlier, is there another side to this as well? If you're not doing your homework and your research for yourself to know whether this is fact or not, you're going out here and resharing information that could be totally inaccurate.
For sure,
And
man.
then everybody's walking around like, oh yeah, this is what they said. This is what's true. No, it's not.
But
So-
is that what's contributing? Like, so to get back to where he originally started at, though, is that what's contributing to the dumbing down of America? Now we know that the education system was started not for us to be critical thinkers, however, but for us to be good employees, good workers.
Right.
And what started me on this path of wanting to add this to the podcast before I came across that video was actually Florida. Remember, I was telling with you,
Mhm.
Florida wanting to pass a law to have children,
Right.
you know, lowering the age requirement
Mhm.
to have children go work in the schoolhouse.
Right.
And Florida has been, I mean, for the last we did the critical race, the CRT. We did that video a year or two ago, maybe with my
Right.
family,
Mhm.
and that has. I mean, the attack on it just seems like it's an all blown out attack on education,
Right.
and that
Right.
attack on education does seem to like center around Florida.
Mhm.
You know, and I don't know for a state that's as poor as it is, and I know a lot of people like, well, poor, you know, but you're thinking from the mindset of visiting.
Mhm.
You know, like literally, if you like really look into it,
Right.
for a state as poor as it is that leans so much on
Tourists.
tourism,
Mhm.
like I don't know, they're not producing much of anything anymore.
Mhm.
You know,
Right.
and I'm not even sure like if they still the lead. They may be, but I'm not even sure if they're still the leader of orange production anymore. Especially when you talk about deporting everybody
Right.
that work. I don't get the what is their end game here. I don't get this attack on education. I don't understand it.
Right.
Like I mean, it's beyond me. I don't think there is an understanding to
I
what
don't
these people.
think that there is.
I really don't. They are so
Well,
stupid.
Other than
Lobbying. I'm just gonna say
well,
that.
lobbying and,
Like, I'll get it.
and allowing history to repeat itself. In order for history to repeat itself once again, to go
We're
back,
talking about slavery.
not just even slavery, but for it to go back to making America great again. In order to do that,
Black people at the bottom.
You have to stop educating people on where they've been,
where we were,
so that they don't.
I guess that could have something to do with it. Because for the life of me, I can't understand, and even, well, I guess truthfully, I'm really independent, but I always lean Republican.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually registered Republican. I've been so for the past few years,
Mm-hmm.
and but I'm thinking more so in the mindset of maybe, just maybe, the more you get into it, we can get away from this MAGA crap.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? To get the party back to, back great again. Like truly great again, right?
I don't believe so. I think the Republican Party is honestly just...
I was trying to joke, but you just stopped me off. But I kind of no. But if that's the case, if we can say that, then the Democratic Party is on the fringes of being gone too. Because you have to look what just happened.
I agree.
Look at what just happened. People are so upset with the Democratic Party as a whole.
Right.
That it ain't had really much to do. It had to do with Biden, but he dropped out.
Right.
So, I mean, and all I'm saying is people are so upset nationally with the Democratic Party. They are, to be honest, they so out of touch, it's ridiculous. They don't get it. Everything they do is, but this ain't that conversation.
Right.
But I'm just saying, like, to bring it back, to be able to put a man like that, to be able to turn your back on a woman like that.
Right.
And I'm just saying she would, I don't know if this is some masochistic BS. I don't know if this is some masochistic BS. I truly can't grasp, what it is that would make you kick a woman like that to the curb, basically.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Over this.
Right.
Over that clown.
Well, as you see, a lot of them have now regretted their votes. So
but
I don't understand.
Why would you make a decision like that?
That's what I was about to say. I don't understand what made you just automatically choose him over her anyway.
That's what I'm saying. Like this fool. I mean, let's just be honest. This is an idiot. This idiot. Actually, I take that back. He can't be that stupid. He can't be that stupid
because he found a way.
Unless he is just that stupid, and that's what my logic was going for a second. But now, unless he is that stupid, he's just following, a Nazi playbook. I'm just gonna call it like I see it. You know what I'm saying? Because it seemed like everything he's doing is literally bullet points from the era. So it's like, yo, is the guy really that stupid or is he that smart?
I don't know which one it is.
I don't know.
However, I do see that he is following some type of system that he has seen played out before. Like you say Nazi, I say the dictatorship that has come from, other countries.
Like Russia.
Yes,
we gonna
specifically Russia.
I mean, you had an agent come out and say the guy was already recruited long ago. Right. But he's so stupid he doesn't even realize it. But you're doing everything that, I mean, I don't, for the life of me, I can't understand why I would vote. If you tell me that if everything you say you're gonna do, if logic tells me that it's gonna strip away from my home, I'm not gonna have any money, I'm not gonna be able to take care of you, my son. Like, I'm not gonna have a car. I ain't gonna be able to. Ain't no reason to go to work. I ain't gonna have no job.
Right.
If logic tells me that, why then would I turn around and say, here's all my money? And I'm saying in the form of a vote. Here's all my money.
Right.
I want you to do everything you said you were gonna do. Because it ain't like he lied.
No, he didn't.
He stood there. Well, Trump lies a lot. But I'm saying, like, if you really listen to what he was saying,
his agenda wasn't hidden.
When he came right down the street, and we sat there in the living room and watched, and I'm like, yo, he's saying this stuff right in front of these people's faces, and they're cheering,
right?
And now they're on social media
because they didn't think that they were going to be the ones that would be affected.
No, they didn't think,
that's what I'm getting
at. These people are stupid, And when did we turn our backs on education? When did it happen that it was the cool thing to say, "Hey, I'm stupid"? But it's like I always said, we don't have compassion. I can sit here and say,
but we also fall for the majority too. We go with the crowd. So we living in that day and age where, like you said earlier, it's the loudest person talking that seems like the best thing to do, and that's what people tend to do. They don't want to feel left out. So
but that's what I was kind of getting at.
my constituents are saying, this is what we should be doing, and they're saying it real loud and bold. So I might as well get on that same bandwagon with them.
Politicians don't care enough about themselves, so quit leaning into what they're talking about anyway. But what I was gonna say is a key thing with Democrats and even their supporters. Sometimes it comes off as it's the arrogantness. I'm making some shit up, I guess.
Okay.
It's the arrogantness of the Democrats sometimes. Like, look, these people are dumb, but there should be some compassion still shown in their ignorance. So what I'm saying is, if you quit acting like they don't matter to you, Bernie Sanders is now trying to go out into these rural areas. For years, I've been saying, why are you neglecting these people in these hills and in these woods? I don't understand it. You act like these people don't exist.
Right.
You want to focus on Philadelphia. I could go on. You want to focus on these inner cities and always feel like that's going to win my election. But you know what?
They had
people
the majority of people, and they didn't think
you
that
thought
the
you
people,
had enough people.
Right. They didn't believe, because most of the time the people that were in the hills, so to say, they weren't coming out and making votes.
Well, they are now.
Yeah.
But
They definitely
they've
are
been pushed
now.
to now
Right.
because they've been neglected for so long. And that becomes from the arrogantness,
Right.
again, for lack of a better term, that's due to the Democratic arrogantness. It's absolutely insane.
Right.
Like you just feel like you're so much better than people. And even to the fact that they feel like they smarter than the people that's voting for them too. And this is what I'm saying. You bring out Beyonce, you have Jay-Z, and I'm just throwing names out there. People that you think that the black people gonna be like, oh, or not even just black people, because truth be told, white people consume that more than we do. But you have them run around on stage and think that, that's gonna turn out the vote.
Right.
Nobody cares about that shit.
Right.
And they telling you they don't care about that shit. We don't care about. Don't forget. Like I like them just fine when I want to listen to them.
Right.
That's when I choose to listen to them. I came here to hear you. That's just like a pastor not being able to preach. He talking about the choir needing to usher in God.
Right.
Why you ain't got a relationship with God? I came to hear the word of God. I didn't necessarily come here, and it's not saying anything's bad. I love to sing too.
Right.
But I didn't come here for that.
Right.
I don't need a concert, and if you just get up there and talk for 10 minutes and 15 minutes to ask me to pull money out my pocket.
Right.
Oh Lord, it got me thinking about Marvin Sapp, man. Close the doors.
Right.
Close them. But what I'm saying is, where's the logic? Where's the logic at? So I don't think that, the dumbing down of America's and it was interesting when he said this is across all demographics.
Right.
It's not. This isn't just a black thing, Latino thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This isn't just a minority issue. This is a all issue.
Right.
Everybody is getting dumber. So if that's the case, why, my Lord, why are we attacking education? Right. Like that should be the last thing. We should be putting more money in education, as much as we should be diverting. You know what? We should go as far as to divert defense funds to education. You know why? Because if we want to truly secure our borders, we need people who are more intelligent.
Right. Definitely.
So it is a direct benefit to divert those funds, because they got a damn near unlimited budget.
Yep.
We need to divert those funds to the schoolhouses.
Oh yeah.
But
Definitely.
you can't do that when you're destroying the Department of Education.
Right.
This attack on this attack on what my man used to say. This attack on education behooves me. I don't understand it, man. And
Right.
it seems to be getting worse.
Oh yeah. And with dismantling the education system, it's only going to continue to get worse. So until someone really steps in, it's not going to get any better. We'll have to self-educate, which we should have been doing anyway. But we're going to
For
have
sure.
to push, really push self-education.
Mm-hmm.
We need to educate each other. We need to educate our children because, truth be told, right now in schools, they run the possibility of losing a lot of the education that we had.
Yeah.
And that was only so many years ago.
Mhm.
And that's sad to say. So it's going to be up to us to make sure that we educate each other.
Yeah, man. I saw at least for the problem is people don't stick stuff out, man. I saw at least for a little bit they were doing that human. No, they're not human TikTok, but
Human talk. Yep.
human talk, man. And
Well, that I won't say that was really shut down because of the people wanted it. However, there were other people that didn't want it there, so they were doing whatever it took to make sure that it wasn't available on TikTok anymore
right.
and stuff like that. So
Yeah, but like you were saying, like we have the resources, we have the means, the wherewithal to be able to do a lot of stuff on our own.
right,
You know, and I don't think that we need to be so reliant upon outsiders.
right,
You know what I'm saying? We could do a lot of stuff on, simply by getting together in our neighborhood.
right.
And I always say, like, it is so easy. Like Marvin Sapp said, $40,000. It's $1,000
Jesus.
y'all in the audience and $1,000 online. If I take that
Oh,
20,
gosh.
take that 20, that's 40.
Oh my God.
All I'm saying though, truthfully though, it's a very good point though.
right,
We can do the same thing in our neighborhoods, but
Mhm.
we are too selfish.
right,
We are too worried about I'm just gonna say we too worried. We worry about everything. You know what I'm saying? But even more so than that, you're comfortable with going to blow that same $20. You go spend that on ice cream,
right. Yep,
right?
yep.
You'll go spend that same $20 on ice cream,
Mm-hmm.
bubble gum, bags of chips, whatever.
Right.
Throw it in the strip club, right?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody say, hey, look, I'm trying to form a neighborhood for this area code. We're gonna buy this. We're gonna rent out this unit, or we're gonna buy this property, and we're going to put some chairs in there, and we're gonna have classes from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And we're gonna teach the kids in our area code. We're gonna teach the kids, and I got our neighbor. They're doing the same thing,
Right.
and we're gonna
right.
start teaching Black history. We're gonna start teaching. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What was that you sent to La? What's that video?
Just that was about adulting, basically.
But seriously, adulting, finances.
Right.
I just came across. I was talking to a coworker and just found out about custodial accounts.
Right.
Something that I have already been pursuing, but didn't know that I could do it this way and have certain benefits.
Right.
And that my kids can get it upon when they reach the age of majority, can have it and do whatever they want to, buy property, go to school, whatever it is that they want to do. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like the fact this is not stuff that's being taught.
Right. Right.
So I'm like, while I'm grateful, I'm like, yo, you get a little irritated because you're like, yo, I'm so far behind. Why wasn't this stuff taught to me?
Right.
Now we can, how they say you have to break them generational curses. Now I have the knowledge. There's no reason why my child should be saying, My dad
Right.
didn't
I
teach
didn't
me
know. Yep.
about this. No,
Right.
not only did he teach me, he did it,
Mm-hmm.
gave it to me, and now I can do the same thing for my
Right.
children.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But that same mindset, what did I just say? That same concept can be applied
Right.
in our own neighborhoods.
Right. Definitely.
And this ain't got nothing to do with race. You know, I
Right.
know a lot of people I'm not talking about just black. I'm talking about in your own neighborhoods.
right.
And everybody ain't gonna want to, you know what I'm saying, want to get with it. It ain't
Right.
for everybody. Everything not for everybody.
True.
But there's gonna be a lot of people who, hey man, well I'm all in. I got 100 on it.
Right.
So for the family
and
next door
sometimes
that
it's
came,
just about
you know,
people just not knowing. So if you didn't know this, at least this may not, they may decide may not be something that I can do right now. However, this may be something that I can potentially do in the future, or I can go ahead and, if I got grandkids, at least get my kids to start with their kids.
For
if I
sure.
can't do it for my kids right now. So there's so many different, but the thing is, like you were saying, there's so many of us that just didn't know.
we did not know. And it's not necessarily our parents' fault.
Right.
Because it wasn't like they were taught,
Right.
you know. But now that we have the knowledge, there's no more excuses.
Definitely.
You got to do something about it, man. For as low as the low price of $19.95 a week. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that could actually be, you know, that could actually be a lot for some people.
Right.
Because you talk about $19.95 a week is in a month. You know what I'm saying? You
Right.
close to $100.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that actually can, when somebody's like penny pinching, that
Oh,
can
yeah.
actually make a break.
That may be their lunch money for the week.
Yeah, that's you know. So I'm not whatever though. Maybe
Right.
you could only do $9.95. But my
Right.
point is though, like contribute something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And we can make some changes.
Oh yeah.
Man, my boy done went. He over there snoring.
About to fall out the chair. Like
Yeah, let's go ahead and finish this thing, round this thing on. No. Before we get into the horror movies,
Okay.
it was something I've been wanting to talk about. I just want to talk about DEI,
Okay.
and not really about DEI, but the fact that, first of all, let me say this. I'm gonna put this disclaimer out there. DEI really ain't got much to do with me. I'm just being honest. It ain't got much to do with me. And y'all can say what you want to till you blue in the face, but it truly never really did have much to do with either of us, really. Well,
Right.
it had more to do with you being a
Yeah.
female, you know. But
However,
the people that benefited the
not
most,
directly, right?
yeah, the people that benefited the most were white women, and it's crazy because they done fat fold,
Right.
just like MAGA fat fold. These white women fat fold, and a lot of them were MAGA supporters.
Right.
Right. And this is, again, it's just another thing. They finding out,
Right.
you know?
Right.
However, what I want to talk about, I guess, could be a lighter subject.
Let me chime in on that part that you said. They are finding out, as well as they are taking stances now as well, though. So they done messed around and found out, but they are making a stance. You know, I won't say that it's too late, but you know, you wish that they would have seen the light before we would have had to stand up to make this stance.
Well, regardless of all that, I want to talk about those stores that hurt you, man.
Oh gosh, here
You know,
go.
I'm just simply saying, we had Target, Walmart, Amazon,
Best Buy.
Oh,
don't leave that one out.
Unilever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's not a retail store, but I'm just saying,
Right.
with all the brands, you know, that fall up under that banner. I can't think of any more at the moment, but I'm gonna tell you. First of all, I was done with Walmart a long time ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been done with Walmart.
You've been
for
saying
a
that
long
for a
time.
while. Yep.
You know, I can't even tell you the last time I walked into a Walmart. For some reason, I can remember it, but I feel like it was maybe this past when we were in Savannah. Then I stopped in Savannah on the way to Florida.
We did stop.
Yeah. I think that was the last time I've been in that. How long ago was that?
Was that the summertime?
This past summer? Last summer?
I want to say last
It
summer.
may have been. Anywho, that I don't mean. I just did that because we need to rest.
Right.
You know, I've been really pretty much done with Walmart for a very long time.
Right.
Target, I was actually shopping at Target.
Yeah.
But I can't even say that really hurt me like that because
It hurt me. I can't lie. It hurt me.
I know it hurt you because we got a whole episode, Car. You don't go to Target
And not
go
in.
in. We got a whole episode because Target was so inviting, man.
Right.
Target was so inviting.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they got the good carts.
Yeah.
They used to have some decent stale popcorn.
Oh gosh.
Decent stale pop. Yeah, I said it.
Yeah.
Decent stale popcorn.
That was Target was my one-stop shop. I could get my Starbies.
Target, yes. Oh my gosh.
You know, I can go hit my little dollar section when I first walk in. I could go to my home section. I could grocery shop.
Right.
Like it was my all in one.
Yeah.
And that, you know,
Target was for women.
Yeah, it
Target
really was.
seemed women just really gravitated to it, and I think a lot of these white women had started finding issue with all these black women starting to come to Target.
They may have.
I think they were feeling some type of way like y'all done took away my sin.
Right.
Gone back to Walmart where you was at now.
No, thank you.
You know, but truthfully, I was kind of iffy with them anyway.
Right.
Target's history is horrible.
Right. The history
I
of Target is
and throwing some money at something won't gonna change that for me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I
was hoping that they were actually, you know, truly headed in the right direction. But yeah, they just.
I mean, they made the loudest
me.
proclamation when after George Floyd, but that was so close to home for them too.
Right.
But you know, and they done fat fold too.
Yeah.
You know, like big time.
Right.
but you know, they throwing money at the situation again wasn't gonna do it for me. I was hurt by Best Buy.
Yeah. You haven't let it go.
I did for a couple weeks.
Yeah, for a couple weeks.
For a couple weeks I was like,
and then it was
man,
like, well, I just can't find this anywhere else. I have to go to Best Buy. No,
man,
you could have went to the Apple store.
Man, I'm a Best Buy guy, man. Listen, Apple, I thought Apple was on that list too.
Were they? I think Apple.
Not at first.
No,
I
think
could have
Apple
sworn
was.
well, maybe not.
I think Apple was good.
Oh, okay. I mean, I got all Apple products, so you know, I'm Appled in. I'm just saying though, I can't leave Best Buy. I was in Best Buy today.
I know.
I went to Best Buy today. Needed a cord that didn't even work for my thing. The cord works, but it didn't work. Excuse me. I needed a cord.
Needed, huh?
I had to talk to a guy about photography because I want to get into photography.
Had to, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, I ain't nowhere else to go.
Right.
You
of course not.
But anyway, Best Buy really, really hurt my soul, boy. It hurt my soul, man.
Yeah.
And let me clarify again. My whole thing with not supporting these places is because the perception. These people perceived that it was going to affect me negatively.
Right.
And since you perceive, even though I knew it didn't,
right?
Since you perceived that it did, then I'm going, oh, okay.
Right.
Okay, I got you.
I haven't missed a beat.
Yeah, I'm cool.
And
that's funny because I've seen a lot of people, especially on like a social media. There's a lot of people that have been saying, "Yo, I didn't know I didn't need Target. I didn't know I didn't need Walmart.
Right.
I didn't know I didn't need." And I've been saying this forever. Like, stop going.
I've saved quite a bit of money.
A lot of people have said the same thing. Like, yo, since I've quit walking around buying crap that I don't need, you don't realize how much money I'm now realizing how much extra money I have.
I don't have to worry about an Amazon cart anymore.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, I actually have purchased a few things from Amazon this past week. But I know they know they done lost a lot from me.
Right.
You know, I ain't fooling with Amazon, but I ain't want to stay on that too much. I just wanted to simply say, I just simply want to know, man, what are y'all's stores that have really hit home? Like it kind of hurt,
right?
If you aren't, dealing with the DEI thing,
right?
That's if you aren't, because some people, they don't care,
right?
But if you against the whole, you know what I'm saying, that whole movement right now in this climate. what stores are hurting you
Mm-hmm.
the most not being able to go to? All right, now we can get on this whole black horror
Yeah.
movement.
Seems to be the thing that is trending this year in the movie theaters.
We got Michael B.
I
Jordan movie about to
don't
come out next week,
get it.
right? Or the
Yeah.
week after or something like
Yeah,
that.
it's coming up.
I know, maybe it's in April. I think it's in April.
Well, that's next week. So
yeah.
yeah.
And we haven't done a movie
Review.
movie review in over a year. I'm seeing that, and that's crazy. I did not realize.
We just
Man, the
been,
movie channel was doing pretty good, man. And I
we've
love.
just been on break. Like,
Yo, we
what
just,
are we
we
doing?
just like, yo, I mean,
well, we've been doing stuff.
yeah, because we got a bundle of joy. We have a bundle of joy
Yes.
on the way. So we have definitely been doing stuff. But I have not been doing my movie thing.
Mhm.
We've been going to the
We've
movies.
been going. Mhm.
We have been going to the movie. We just haven't been doing any reviews.
Right.
And the movies have been horrible anyway.
Yeah.
I'm being honest. Since Founders Day of last year,
Yeah.
I haven't seen much that has been like, yo.
Right.
Nah,
right.
this stuff has been like, oh, yeah, that was okay.
Yeah.
Or that was horrible. You know,
Mhm.
I haven't been, nothing has really put me over the top with them.
Right.
So I wanted to keep it going, but it's like I ain't feeling it.
Right.
And I
gotcha.
guess you should be consistent nonetheless. But I'm just like, whatever.
Right.
I ain't
But who
feeling
wants to
moved do
report?
nothing.
Who wants to report on a bad movie like every month?
I wanted to do
gosh.
magazine dreams,
Right.
but
yeah, that.
I guess she's boycotting my boy Jonathan Majors.
I am not. I'm actually not. I just well, first of all, I just found out about Magazine Dreams like a few weeks ago when you told me about it. And I was
This movie been made for years now.
I was
They just
okay.
held it,
Right.
of course.
And I was just like, oh, okay. I don't think I've even watched the full trailer on it yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I guess that's why I'm just not like intrigued just to go yet. So it's nothing against Jonathan Majors. I will tell you that. Though I'm not just a big Jonathan Majors fan. However,
That boy, that boy
he
dope.
is I can't deny his skills.
Mm-hmm.
So
He dope.
so it's not that.
I don't-
So hopefully within this next week we can actually see it before, the theaters kind of take him away.
Yeah, because he's already lost a screen at
Right.
the one down the street here.
Right.
And I was like, I gotta go way
Right.
whatever. Well, that is my theater though.
Yeah, that is our favorite.
Yeah, but
one,
it's still kind of far though.
right. When you
know-
just want to hurry up and get to a movie.
And
Yeah.
it's like, crap.
Yeah.
But anyway, I wish it would just stream already. I could just, catch it at the crib.
Yeah, but you know.
But listen, we talking about horror.
Right.
So talking about Jonathan Majors, we gonna do a segue to his one of his co-actors,
Okay.
in his last big film,
Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan.
Right.
Michael B. Jordan is starring in Coogler, actually Coogler, a Coogler
Mhm.
film again. He's teamed up with him again. And they're doing, I don't even remember the name of it, but whatever the name is,
Yeah, that name.
right? They're doing that and Sinners.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's called, Sinners, right?
Right.
And it's supposed to be another horror film.
Mhm.
When it first was playing the previews, I had no idea that this was going to be a horror film.
Right. It didn't really come out like it was a horror. It seemed like it was
Right.
going to be more thriller-ish. And then
Maybe, yep.
Yeah, and then as more
Previews started coming
previews
out. I'm
coming
like,
out, I was like,
what is going on
Yeah, I
here?
was like, I'm not seeing that.
What is up with all this? What is up with these people and
Right.
all this? And then, but it, again, you were talking about Jordan Peele
Yes.
starting this whole trend.
I
with,
think that he really set this trend with the Get Out movie.
I mean, let's keep in mind,
And that
we've
wasn't
always
really
been
a
in horror movies.
horror. Yeah, we've been the first one to die in a horror movie.
Yeah, but we always been in horror movies. But let's say this. I remember my cousin Isis, man.
Mm-hmm.
She used to have us watching horror movies all the time,
Mm-hmm.
man. Or at least had me watching horror movies all the time. But it was always white folks. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
We go back to Jason,
Right.
Freddy, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
Oh man, not Tales from the Crypt. Is
Yeah.
it called Tales from
Yep,
the Crypt
Tales
with
from
the
the
with the
Crypt.
man the funny looking man? Yeah,
The skeleton.
yeah, man. And then there was a hood version of Tales from the Crypt. Do you remember the name of that thing? Tales from the
Tales
Hood
from the Hood.
or something? Tales from the Hood.
Yep.
And
And
that was scary, bro. That
and
was like
then-
the first black kind of thing, and then Candyman.
Candyman.
That was like the first.
Then you
The Tales from the Hood was the
had,
first black thing for me, though.
Eddie Murphy with the vampire. What was
That
the
wasn't a
name?
scary movie.
Well,
That's one of my favorite movies, but that was not a scary movie. And I know people didn't like. That was funny.
Reached.
That movie
It
was
reached
funny.
a
It was
little bit, but
hilarious.
yeah.
It wasn't even that he was being funny though.
Right.
Now he had some side characters where he was being
Right.
funny,
Mhm.
but Eddie was being serious. You
Right.
know that movie is Vampire in Brooklyn.
Yep, that's it.
And that movie is great. I love that movie. Dwayne Wade. Not Dwayne Wade.
Not Dwayne Wade.
Dwayne Wayne.
Dwayne Wayne.
Is that his real name or just?
I don't know.
I don't know if that's his real name. Was that his character's name?
I
On,
can't remember right
Hillman
now.
or whatever it's called.
Hillman? Are you talking about it? It's a different world.
Yeah. Oh yes, but then they go to Hillman.
Yes.
Ain't it funny? Don't that college look a lot like Fresh Prince? That little area. Don't that look exactly
no.
the same?
No, not quite.
You sure?
It's not quite.
I'm gonna Google that thing.
It's some similarities, but no, not quite. No.
Man, that the Fresh Prince College. I'm talking about the area where the snack area and the outside area.
No, they're different.
That's the same set, man.
It's not. I think you'll have to go back. You were a little young during that time, but
I know you ain't talking, man. Man, anyway, I'll be getting us off.
right.
Daggone, but it just seems like we doing a lot of them now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like more and more, like I said, it's
Mhm.
two just within the beginning of this year. So it's Sinners and then The Woman in the Yard, I think.
Woman in the Yard is out now. I couldn't.
Right.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
I was like, what? I definitely don't want to see that one. So
Yeah. I think I'm gonna check them out.
Well, you
I
go
usually
ahead.
don't do horrors,
give me a review.
I think I want to check them out, man.
I think that's your intro back into doing the reviews. So I would love to hear a review on it. I don't want to see it, but I would love to hear a review on it.
Yeah, man. I might do that.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Whatever, man.
We look forward to it. Tell them we look forward to it.
Anyway, not much to say on it. I just wanted to bring light to it, man. Actually, I'm with it though. I'm with it if that's their creativity and that's the realm that they want to go into.
Right.
I'm totally with it. I just want to know what's going on with black movies in general, man. Like there used to be some great black movies, man,
Mhm.
and it seems like we're not getting that anymore. I'm
Mhm.
talking about just black, like straight little like drama, like Crooklyn.
Right. Well, I think that movies in general have tried to evolve. So with the evolution of films, what we grew up on, black films are no longer present. The closest thing was a couple years ago.
Are they not desired though?
I'm not.
I know you about to say
can't-
Tiana Taylor.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think
But
that was
that's what I'm saying. But that was well received.
right.
So are you trying to tell me that it's not desired? We
I don't
want to see it.
I think we do want to see it. I don't think people want to see it in the capacity of what it was giving
A
before.
mosquito or something?
I'm not sure. I don't think that people want to see it in the capacity of what it was giving before. Just like back, the conversation we had earlier, people have, ADHD. Certain things just have to reach out and grab people in this time.
So like Don
And
Lemon was saying, man, social media is messing us up.
I agree. I
Yeah,
agree.
he posed it as a question, but
Right.
I think social media has a lot to do with it.
Right. And I think that evolves in the forms of movies. Also, you spoke on earlier, in the forms of books as well. They have to be more capturing in the beginning in order to hold someone's attention. I think we watched a review on a movie that we did not too long ago. And I remember saying in that review, I don't know if I have ADHD or what, but movie just did not grab me first off.
Excuse me, Land of
How-
Bad.
Right.
Land of
However,
Bad, yeah.
as it progressed, it was a great movie. But in the
Mhm.
beginning, I was just like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah, it
So,
started off, but yeah, I think we are developing ADHD more as a country, man.
yeah. So
Yeah. But anyway, I don't know if y'all can hear it or not. This boy is snoring like crazy. I guess it's time to wrap this up.
Right, and you've yawned a couple times, so I guess we are at the
We'll
end of
catch
this
you
segment.
again next week with some more opinions, because that's all this is.
Oh yeah, just
Ain't
our
nothing,
opinions.
ain't nothing but my opinion. Run off
Right.
at the mouth. And we'll catch you all next week.